everyone. We are here at the finals of the tournament. This is the first game between Faisal and SS. Um, SS was the top player in the tournament with winning all the games, and Faisal was the second number uh, who lost to SS only in the tournament. And SS playing as Incas, FM playing as Berbers, FM, of course, myself. Um, the idea was here to play um, as a fast castle into knights for Berbers because Berbers have cheaper knights. That was my plan. Let's see how this plan turns out and how SS counters that.
Azul. Nakmama.
FM on sheep, going for the boar. FM going to lumber camp first. That sheep taken way far from the TC. That was a mistake. I think the waypoint was not set for the villagers to go to the next sheep and bring the sheep in the town. I think happens once in a blue moon, but it happened in the finals. SS so far has not gone on to the wood. He's constantly just on food, and FM has gone on the wood with 2 to 3 villagers or even 4 villagers. That's the standard play for FM for a while, and maybe that needs to be tweaked a bit. Maybe change it a bit to make it a bit more versatile. FM is going onto the wood now, and his lamb also taken far from the TC. I guess he didn't notice that. Maybe. FM going to the berries. No, he's going to the boar. Now, while casting this game, even if I'm the one who's playing in blue, I would still cast it in a way where I'm looking at this as a player, as a third player, so that we can see the mistakes, we can see the good plays and the mistakes. Second boar in for SS. 5 villagers on wood, which is a bit different. Is something that SS doesn't do normally. It doesn't put too many on wood. Maybe around 4. Yeah, he moved them to go to the mill because I think he needed wood for the mill. Let's look at the fog of war for both players. FM scouting. A lot of the closed-in map is clear for him. Let's look at SS. Again, similar amount of map has been scanned or scouted rather. In terms of the will count, 3 villagers ahead is SS, and I think the reason for that is because he goes on food very early and he continuously produces villagers without any delays, and that's why his will count is higher. 17 to 20 villagers, that's a 3 villagers difference, which shouldn't be there in the early game because you have to be you can't go on the back foot in such an early game. You have to be pretty much equal in population or even better in order to beat a better player.
Azul. Nakmama.
Second lumber camp for SS, I think he picked this lumber camp because I don't think he knew that I was right here. If he knew, he would have probably gone to this one. Maybe he was expecting me to be somewhere over here in this area. Let's look at the scouting of SS quickly. And same thing goes for FM because he's scouting on the other corner to see if SS is in this area, but I don't think he saw that. Yeah, that's it. You see, we're scouting in that area to see if SS is there, and then most probably we'll end up here. On the other hand, SS is scouting in the right area. I guess he will find out that FM or Faisal is in this area. Now the fuselage was taken by SS first, and he's straight gone to search wheelbarrow. Now he finds out that I'm in this area.
Yum.
Idle villagers.
Yum. Kamachiwa. Rimad. Ari.
A lot of idle villagers. That's a long time for the villagers to be idle. That's not good. Second lumber camp.
Rimad.
Ari.
So FM, after scanning this side, clearly understands that okay, FM has to be in one of the three corners. So we finally find out that SS is actually very close, and starts walling off from the sides. This gold and this hill was a really threatening position because you have your secondary gold right next to the hill. If you have a rush or a castle drop or something like that right here, both your stone and your gold are exposed. For SS, his main gold is up front, and his secondary gold is also forward, and actually secondary gold is in the back, which is not bad because it's sort of protected, but for the most part I think it's a safe play to wall off.
Here?
Incas is a very strong civilization, and it can play into eagles if the opposition is playing archers, and it can play into even archers, I believe, if the opposition is playing into some sort of infantry. But Berber's early Castle Age game is very strong, and I think if FM focused on his eco better and had a better build order, I think then he would have been able to take the engagement much earlier than you will see than it was taken in this game.
Azul.
4 villagers for FM are being used to do the walling. I think that's a bit too much. I think that should be corrected. You are 4 villagers behind, and you're using another 4 villagers to do walling, which means you're literally 8 villagers behind, which is a huge difference in this gameplay. idling that many villagers, I think, is not a good move. For FM as well, I think maybe if you just went and walled this side here with stone walls, continued this stone wall all the way here, maybe it was a better option than exposing another side of his eco. I think that would have been a better option for him. Maybe just wall this side here. But then again, you don't want to spend too much stone either. You want a stone for the castle. Palisade wall, or even a palisade wall here with the houses in front. So I see that SS went for a market. FM barracks, stables, second stables, and blacksmith. Continues to wall. Again, this is such a bad wall. You could have just walled it here, and you don't need this and you don't need this. You can just wall it here, and that's it. That would be protection enough. For me, the idea was to capture the hill inside my base and not wall off here and expose the hill. I wanted the walls to run in a way where the hill will be within my town. Now, the unlucky thing here for me, I think, is that I don't have any bag resources. I have no stone, no gold, nothing here. I have a stone actually, but no gold here. This is my main gold. So once I run out of that, I have to go to this gold here. So I have no choice but to secure this area, which is going to be very tough. You'll see like how tough it will be to actually secure this area here. This gold is way outside, and it's a neutral gold. So I think the gold position is a bit iffy for me, whereas SS has this back gold to go to if in case the forward aggression comes and his gold is exposed, or his main gold is exposed, say, then he can still go to the back gold. But once my gold runs out here, the main gold, the second gold is here, and any aggression from this side will force me to abandon that, and then I'll have nowhere to go other than maybe this one here. So let's look at the eco stats again. Will count 34 to 37, 5-6 military. So the score difference is about 300 points. We would like to see where that difference is coming from. And eco is relatively similar, maybe like a 70 to 100 point difference. Tech is the difference. Tech has also like about 100 difference. So yeah, technology, there you go. Technology is the one that's bringing the big difference here. SS is in castle, FM is in castle, second TC is going up next to the woodline and the stone. Not too sure if this was the right place to put a TC. Maybe, I mean, where else you could put a TC, right? You could put a TC way outside here, and but still you need to put a TC next to this stone. I don't think it's a bad spot. It's just unfortunate that this is the only spot where you could put a TC in, within FM's base, whereas SS didn't put a second TC yet, even though he's in Castle Age. Maybe he's playing one TC. Knights have started to come out for FM and have started to go out. Some villagers are out now. This is where the action begins. FM has to proceed with an aggression here. Why? Because of the score difference. The score difference is causing him to think that, okay, I have, and there goes the castle. That's the castle that uh, could change the game. Here comes the Eagles and the pikemen, and the pikemen of course have to come in because SS knows that Berbers have cheap knights. FM is trying to maneuver them away from the castle, but I think the will count is not enough. There are 4 barracks here for SS, which is his counter to, and there you go. There are so many pikes coming out. They're gonna take care of the knights, and the Eagles are gonna take care of the villagers, and this castle will be denied. This castle will be denied. First mistake is from FM that there are not enough villagers here to build this castle quickly. That's a big mistake. Look, it's been denied at 91 HP, 90 something odd HP. So only if you had like a villager or 2, you would have been able to build this castle up. All the builds for SS are coming out. They're gonna take this hill. I think that's where the game was completely changed. I think this is where the major mistake by FM is not to send enough villagers to build that castle quickly. That is unfortunate. I think this castle went up, and SS's gold and stone was exposed. It would have been tough for him to bring it down afterwards. But then again, it all depends on the eco as well. You don't have a choice. You have to go up. You have to go up and challenge, because SS was ahead. So I had no choice but to go and challenge it, which failed, obviously. So this is where you actually just go back into your town and try to boost up your numbers. But here SS has a chance to just come back with insane numbers of infantry, insane number of military, which FM doesn't have. And if FM goes for the knights, those pikes are just going to take them out. So he has to go for some sort of infantry play here. Heavy on stone, which means SS wants to put up another castle, and he would like to destroy this castle and take the stone that's available in it. That's a lot of pikes. A lot of pikes. And against a knight civ, you know, you're by playing with so many pikes, you have automatically just denied the main unit of Berbers, which is cheap knights, because you're going in with pikes. It will be very tough for Berbers to come back from this. Library.
Here?
That's a counter castle again. That's the castle that Berbers needed, or FM needed here. That's gonna go up on his wall. Defensive castle coming up by FM. But I personally think, after watching this, maybe this castle should have gone on this hill here. I think this is a better position for this castle to protect your gold and stone, and with the TC and that, I think would have been a better defense. Obviously your main eco is in the back here, so that would have been exposed, but more and more pikes are coming in. Crash unit pikes to fight men-at-arms coming up for FM to counter the infantry, but as you can see, FM has to play a gold unit, and SS is playing with the trash unit, which costs only food. Yeah. So at this point, the score difference is huge. That's because of the military. FM has to take this engagement to counter the infantry here. But how will you counter the eagle rush? Because you can't run as your men-at-arms can't run as fast as the eagle. So once the eagles start coming in, yes, they are weak against long swordsmen, but only if you can catch them, right? And the pikes will be cleared up. Pikes will be cleared up. But FM is low on food. I think this is where the night switch should come in for FM, but I'm not sure if he did that quick enough. Doesn't even have as many military buildings as there should be. With all the fighting and everything, I don't think he paid attention to the military buildings. Yes, he has a lot of barracks, but he needs more stables here. Now the knights come in. Sorry, the eagles come in. And you will see that how fast they are, and they will use their mobility to counter and to raid the eco. This is where immediately you need 10 knights or so to counter the eagles. Here comes the men-at-arms, which are 9 plus 2, much stronger than FM's long swordsmen. They're plus 0 plus 2 and 3 pierce armor, whereas FM's are 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, so they are weaker in terms of their melee armor and pierce armor. SS at this point has to go in all in. Let's quickly look at the will count here. 59 to 67, that's 8 villagers difference, and which is not a huge difference, but when you're behind from the beginning, I think that becomes your if you look at the sources, a lot of wood floating for SS, a lot of wood floating for FM, which need to be translated into farms, but there's no time because there's a constant fight going on, and that's how you lose the game, because your eco goes down, it's not able to support the fights. 200 soundments, very tough to counter at this point. So this area is cleared, but now the will difference is 55 to 67 because FM is constantly harassing with his eagles and his men-at-arms. 200 swordmen have come in. Treb has come in to take down the castle. SS is in Imperial Age already, and FM is still in Castle Age. Clearly that's because of the eco. These farms are all idle. There are no villagers coming here to farm them, and the castle is going up. So because of the casting, the idea is to learn and see what was to be done here as a counter. Obviously there's a lot of infantry coming in. So how do you counter infantry? You counter infantry with infantry, or maybe siege. In both cases, FM doesn't have that. He's not in Imperial Age, so he can't fight with champions. He can't upgrade to Cavalier, and doesn't have a siege workshop. Once this castle goes down, he's all exposed, and I think that's GG once this castle goes down. Tries to take down the trap, but that's hopeless between the two castles. I don't think that's gonna happen. The champions are very strong against the knights. Remember, Berbers get cheaper knights, but they're not necessarily stronger. Franks have stronger knights. And then the halberdiers come in because SS is expecting that, okay, now the only answer FM has left is knights, which he can counter with halberdier. So all infantry play, 2 camel archers just for fun. They couldn't do much. Mind you, if you build camel archers in big numbers, they can counter all this infantry, along with knights or men-at-arms. But again, the eco difference and the technology difference was huge. Trebs totally took the game away. There was no chance to breathe for FM after that engagement, and it all turned out because of that castle being denied, and the only thing that denied that castle was because of one extra. If there was one extra villager on that castle would have been built, and the game may have changed from there. At the very least, it would have given FM some room to breathe, to boom behind it. And there is a GG, and that's it. So interesting game. Very good pressure from SS right away when he saw that the castle was denied. The investment that FM had in that was lost completely without any results. There was a counter attack with a castle here first, and the second castle coming on this hill to attack these resources, and FM had nowhere to go after that. It was a tough map, I think, for FM because of the resources allocation, but that mistake of the castle being denied was huge. I think that played a huge role. If that castle went up and the gold and the stone came into range, maybe SS would have taken the pressure to go back and mine this gold, while FM would have been able to safely mine this gold and stone. And that was the idea. That was my idea, to force a play here rather than here. Force the fight here instead of here. The fight when SS came forward, that was I think right there, this castle going up and this castle going up was pretty much GG, because you don't have the eco to fight him. His eco is better, your eco is behind. So if the fight comes to your town, it's very tough to repel it, and that's what exactly happened in this game. Well played by SS, and see you guys next time.